It's 1 minute till showtime.
Good evening, folks, and a hearty welcome to our drive-in theater. We have a wonderful evening's entertainment lined up for you, one that will provide several hours of pleasurable relaxation and diversion for you and your family. Did you fail to dress up for tonight's show? No tie, an old shirt and slacks, a house dress? Well, don't give it a thought. We're glad you came as you are. We just want you to enjoy yourselves. Don't forget to visit our refreshment center during the intermission or any time. You love the tasty array of snacks we have to offer. So will the youngsters. Everything is quality and so good. We hope you'll make this a weekly visit. Bring the family. Bring your friends. There are always wonderful new pictures to see, delightful snacks to nibble, a gay, pleasant evening for all. Oh, a word of caution. Don't drive over 10 miles an hour in the theater area for your safety's sake. And Mom or Pop, go with the kids when they leave the car. We hope you have a wonderful time. And now, on with the show.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jim. This is More Sunshine, Please, the Tuesday night live stream. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I'm okay. I'm good, actually. I'm fine. Coming up on the show, I'm going to eat something. I'm going to drink something. We're going to play a game. I've got a top 15 list. But before we do any of that, I like to celebrate the first 3 people that make their way into this live stream chat. So let's do that now. Let's hope everything works. There it is. All right. Heading over to the comments and scrolling to the top. Today's gold medalist. It's Joey's World. Oh, who will get the gold? You will get the gold. Our silver medalist, Paul Eichenlaub. Who knows? Now we all know. And Mr. Fulton Mraz is our bronze medalist today. Quite the athlete. Congratulations, you 3, and I sure do appreciate you vying for that top spot on the medal stand every week. I think it's a lot of fun, and I hope you do too. A very close 4th is Francisco. Happy Tuesday to you. Welcome in. Noah, good to see you as well. Pepper Tree Villa is also here. Mar in Memphis, good to see you. Kay Wilby, always a pleasure. Donna Jaworski, season's greetings to you. Thanks for being here, everybody. Not just Donna, everybody. I should have said that more smoothly, but everybody can hear me, right? Good, okay. You never know. I never know. Oh. Movie Mania Nick, welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. Keith, BDF, big Disney fan. Hello to you. I hope you're well. Don't give it a thought. Oops. Everything just jumped. Sorry, folks. Oh, we're good. We are good. All right. Still scrolling. Thanks for being the early crew, everybody. I want to start out the show. I would love to give you an update on the boy and his world travels. And I could say he's doing fine. He is healthy and well. I've got nothing to show you. I've got no pictures. We get nothing. But hopefully that'll change very soon. I can tell you this. He has been to a country that is represented in Epcot's World Showcase, and he's about to go to another country. More on that later. Mom and Dad, hello to you and everybody. What was I going to say? Oh, okay. Folks, I sure do appreciate you being here and hanging out a little bit, sharing some of your Tuesday with me. I am grateful. Now, I thought we'd have some fun by showing you some pictures I took of myself through a TikTok filter. And I know I've done that before, but I've got 3 new ones that I thought you might get a kick out of. And I can say this about the boy. He just got his phone working again. Actually, it's a new phone. Not a new phone, but it's new for him, if you know what I mean. So I told him, hey, test the camera out. Make sure that works. We'll see. Yeah, indeed he did. So here's hoping. But I know his friend has been taking pictures, so he's just got to go through those pictures and send us some. I'll say this just as a teaser. Next week is what? Next Friday is St. Patrick's Day, and I know he was in Dublin, so that, which is not in Epcot's World Showcase. It's just something else. All right. Okay. I'm going to show you this first picture because I think I've shown it before a few weeks ago. This one is called Glamour Look or something, and what it does is you stick your face in front of the camera, and the filter, and I think this works better for the ladies and perhaps not men with scruffy faces, because I took these pictures about an hour ago, and this first filter is supposed to make you look glamorous, I guess. So here we go. That's the normal picture on the left, and then with the filter on the right. Now, it's not a tremendous difference, and I know the gray beard doesn't help, but I suppose you can see on the sides of the nose, it has smoothed out my face, and my forehead is a little... Anyway. And this isn't the same picture, actually. I had to take a picture of myself normally and then apply the filter and take another picture. So if my smirk is a little different, that's why. It's a totally different picture with the filter applied. So that one wasn't so great. But in among those filters is a bunch of other filters. So I want to show you a couple of those. Now, this next one, it's called Freckles or something like that. So this one's going to give me freckles and a lot of sun on my face. And here we go. There it is. Oh, it gave me eyelashes too. I didn't even know that. Well, how about that? So you could see I got some sun, and it brought out my freckles, and it brought out my eyelashes, apparently. What are you going to do? There's maybe 50 different filters, and there are a lot of them that add eyelashes. I do look like I'm in drag there, which is funny. And I'm pretty. Thank you. Oh, well. Yeah, I think these filters are probably geared toward the ladies, but they were jamming my feed, all these people, and it wasn't just ladies doing it, but I want to try it again without the beard. I will shave and do it again. Tina, welcome in. Happy Tuesday, and thanks for stopping by. We're just having fun with TikTok filters, which is probably a mistake. All right, the next one is called Cartoonify, and as you might imagine, it makes me look like a Pixar character. Now, it looks nothing like me, but that's the filter. Here we go. There it is. It's my favorite one so far. I think everybody that uses this filter probably looks like this, but what are you going to do? That's kind of my hair, right? So it uses that. So, and it got rid of the beard. I'm happy with that one. Maybe I'll just leave this picture up the rest of the live stream. Nah. And finally, there's one, it's called Deformation, and all it's doing is it's kind of stretching the bottom part of the frame So my face looks like that of an eggplant. So my cheeks are quite wide, and but my nose is elongated. Why don't I just show you? Why am I explaining it? So here's the last one, and I might like that one better than the cartoon one, but yeah. Surf Bum, welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. We were just having fun with TikTok filters. Actually, we're done having fun with TikTok filters, but hopefully you enjoyed that. There's a million of them, and again, a lot of them put makeup on my face and such, and perhaps next week I'll do that. Yeah, who knows? You never know. All right, everybody. As you know, longtime viewers of my show know I like to eat on the live stream. A special thank you to the crew of It's Joey's World for sending me a package of nuts to try on the live stream. But whose nuts? These nuts. These are banana pudding peanuts. And did you guys try these yourselves, or did you just send them my way because they sounded interesting, but not interesting enough to try yourselves? Is that, I don't know, but I'm all about it. So the first ingredient isn't just peanuts, it's gourmet peanuts. So I'm happy about that. Thank you, Dee. So yeah, I want to thank Lisa, Keith, and Joey for sending me this. They actually sent me a bag of chips too. But next Tuesday is National Potato Chip Day. I'm not kidding. So I'm saving it. It's also Pie Day. I don't know what to do with myself next week. All right. So the eating music is called for. It smells like peanuts. It looks like peanuts, normal peanuts. Okay. Thank you for sending me these. I hope you take no offense in the fact that I'm not going to be having any more of them. I was super happy to try them. I love banana pudding, and I love peanuts. As it turns out, I don't love banana pudding peanuts. They're not the worst thing ever, but they're not the best thing ever either. Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. And I sure do appreciate you sending me these. It says the sweet flavors of creamy vanilla and banana, gourmet flavored peanuts. What other flavors might they have? Anyway, thank you so much. That was a lot of fun. I guess I'm experiencing karma now. Is that what's going on? Who knows? Now, here is a segment of my show I haven't celebrated in a long time. I found something on a clearance shelf. I had to chase those banana pudding peanuts. I was at Sprouts today to pick up some things, and I discovered recently, actually my wife told me, because she discovered it recently, they have a clearance rack in the back. You can't see it from the normal store floor. You have to go into a doorway where they have restrooms. Yeah, the clearance rack is by the restrooms. It's outside of the restrooms. But that's where the clearance rack is. And it's a rather large area, so it's not near the doors to the bathrooms. It's across the walkway. Anyway, I'll stop talking about that. I knew I was going to be having those peanuts on the show, the banana pudding peanuts. And I saw these on the clearance rack, and I thought, well, I'll just kind of be celebrating nuts today. But what kind of nuts? Tiger nuts. These are a real nut, apparently. I know nothing about tiger nuts. I don't know exactly where they're from, what they taste like, any nutritional. But tiger nuts, I thought at first, well, that's just a name, but like a packaging, a marketing thing. Tiger nuts. But no, tiger nuts are a thing, like hazelnuts or something like that. So the ingredients are roasted tiger nuts, non-GMO, canola oil, and sea salt. So I didn't even have time to look up what tiger nuts are exactly or where they're from. It doesn't say on the package. Perhaps somebody could be so kind as to Google tiger nuts really fast. And it says sea salt tiger nuts is the ideal blend of salty, nutty, and okay, they're just selling these to me. Tiger nuts technically aren't nuts. Heck, they aren't tigers either. But they are darn good, and with so many wonderful benefits, you'll savor them one after another. A wonderful delight, bite after bite. Okay, so they're not nuts. They look like sugar smacks. A little bit. Oh! They're a little bit chewy. Very salty. I don't love the consistency. The flavor's fine. It's almost like I'm eating a dehydrated bean. And maybe that's what this is. Mara, I can do that. Well, do they have a better flavor than the banana pudding peanuts? Maybe. I do prefer the texture and consistency of a peanut more than the tiger nut. But maybe I just wasn't used to it. I was expecting something more crunchy. And this has a lot more chewiness to it. It's not bad, and as far as snacks go, if you're looking to snack on something while watching the game, if I may use a generic term like that, maybe that's a good way to go. I wish it wasn't canola oil that was used in them. But anyway, also it looked like Sugar Smacks, the cereal, and maybe that, and I was expecting a crunch, just by looking at it, and I don't know what anyway, I'm going to give the banana pudding peanuts a C-, and the tiger nuts a B-. Yeah, that'll do. But I'm glad I found those. It had been a while since I found anything on a clearance shelf, so what are you going to do? But now I feel like I need coffee now.
Great coffee is easy, Mrs. Olson.
Coffee's for closers only.
I set high standards for myself. I set high standards for my coffee.
Fix you up,
calms you down. It's the lifeblood that drives the dreams of champions.
Ryan, welcome in. And Mar, thank you for this. Despite their name, tiger nuts aren't actually nuts. Rather, they're tiny root vegetables or tubers like potatoes and yams that thrive in tropical and Mediterranean regions of the world. I would have bet that they were some sort of bean, but they're not. So they're actually a root vegetable. Does that change my opinion of them? Maybe a little bit. But potatoes are root vegetables, right? And I love snacking on potato chips. I don't know anymore. I'll have to ponder. Further ponder. Anyway, what was I? Oh, coffee. Yes. I want to thank Donna Jaworski again for today's coffee. And this is very exciting. It is Disney Joffrey's 50th anniversary dark roast blend. And I can't thank you enough, Donna, for sending this our way. Enjoy the flavors of this blend with notes of blueberry, black cherry, and a subtle hint of lemon. Simply magic in your mug. So here it is. Tuber pondering, yes. This is wonderful. Thank you very much. So much better than the peanuts that it's Joey's. I'm kidding. I love them both. I really do. And I am happy to drink it for you. Thank you, Donna. And thank you, It's Joey's World, for today's edibles and drinkables. Not edibles. That's got a connotation now, doesn't it? For the food and the drink. Thank you very much, everybody. Let's play our game. I'm not going to play Wordle today because I already played it. I played it with one of my classes today, and they really wanted to play, and I kind of, on Tuesday especially, I like to save it for the live stream, but I broke down. We played. They were good today. So I already did Wordle, although I can't remember what the word was. Was it horse? I'm sorry if I spoiled that for anybody. That might be it. But we can play Chronophoto because that's different every time. All right, if you're new to the Chronophoto, we're going to see 5 pictures, and with each picture, we have to guess in what year we believe these pictures were taken. At the bottom is a slider, and we slide this to whichever year we think the picture was taken, and then we get points for how close to the actual year we guessed. So the earliest year being 1900, and the most recent year being 2022, last year. So all these pictures are in that time frame. And as I look, I'm going to rely on the chat for help because this first one already has me. I don't know who these people are. It says HDR on his patch. I don't know what that means. When I first saw it, I thought, well, these are perhaps Russian soldiers during their conflict with Afghanistan, maybe. So this is maybe the 80s. I don't know. But then they're in a very lush, grassy area. Not that Afghanistan doesn't have that, but I don't know. And there looks like there's a power pole back there. If I can see the video equipment these guys are using, maybe this is well, there's a graininess to the picture too, so I've got to believe it's not in the past few years, because journalists have 8K cameras and whatever. Mara is guessing they're dividing East and West Germany. That's interesting. I'm good with that. Pepper Tree Villa says 2006, which would be kind of before, right at the dawn of smartphones. But and perhaps this is a smartphone picture. I don't really know. What's going on over here? This camera equipment. Can I glean anything from this? That looks like an older camera, though. It's certainly not a modern case for a camera. And the flash, the light is different as well. What else? Anybody else have a guess? Noah says 2003. Donna says 2008, perhaps. 1962, says Keith. 1998, Movie Media Nick guesses. Ryan says 1994. Gosh, I was thinking 80s at the beginning here. And then I kind of talked my way out of it just because I thought of whatever the military's doing here, and I'm not exactly sure. Are they replacing this fencing with more of a, or are they adding this fencing? I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. Because that looks like a different fencing on the ground. Am I taking too long on this first picture? Perhaps I am. I'm going to go 89. I'm going to split the difference. Some of you had guesses in the 90s, and I was thinking 80s. So if this is nowhere near it, it's all on me. Whoa! I swear I did not have this picture ever before. But because of you, I guessed late 80s. I wouldn't have done that. I was thinking more mid 80s. Okay, let's go. All right. We're batting 1,000, literally. Okay. We have a Leatherhead football player here. This isn't Gerald Ford, is it? And it doesn't have the date up here, does it? Oh, it does, but I think they got rid of it. What does that say? Does it say February 6th? I think they scratched it out there so we couldn't see. I know Gerald Ford was a college football player of note, playing for the University of Michigan. I don't think that's him, actually. I don't know who this is. Donna is saying 1948. Great guess. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know when they went from these type of helmets to other type of helmets. I don't know if this is the precursor to the NFL, or if this is a college football was more popular certainly in the early 20th century than professional football. So I'm guessing it's a college football player. Not that that matters. Let's see. We have 1935, 1954, 46. Joey says 1930, and I know Joey knows his sports. We have 1942, 1946. Ryan says 1934. Mr. Fulton Mraz singing Boot Scootin' Boogie. Is that Brooks and Dunn? I don't know much country, but I think I know that one. Well, good luck. Good luck. You know what, Joey? I like your guess. 1930. Let's do it. Because I'm none the wiser. 1922. That's even earlier than I kind of thought. Did anybody guess that early? I don't think so. Joey, you had the earliest of guesses, and it was the most accurate. Well done. Let's go to the next round. Okay. Is this the restaurant that was atop the World Trade Center? I don't know, but that was certainly a restaurant of note. This appears to be, if I zoom in on people, 70s or 80s. Was that restaurant open from the beginning of the towers? I don't know. PTV says that is top of the world. Oh, Joey says it was Gerald Ford. How about that? Very cool. I mean, in the previous picture. Yeah. What are they eating? It looks like, I don't know, pot pies? I don't know what they're eating. Well, these folks. This lady's hair looks late 70s, early 80s to me, maybe even mid 80s. I don't really can't pinpoint it. Their ties aren't. It's hard to tell because everybody's at a profile, except that guy back there. I can't see his tie though. I'm thinking the wider the knot, the earlier my guess will be. I can't get a clear shot of anybody's tie. This is the best one. If that's a really thick knot, I was going to guess something in the 70s, but let's see what you guys say. Paul says 1965. Noah says 2007. PTV with a 79. Ryan says 78. Mr. Fulton Raz, 1999. Donna says 84. Noah now says 1995. Pam, welcome in. Pam says 1978. Movie Mania Nick says 82. It's Joey's World, guessing 2001. I'm guessing early 80s. And with that, I'm going to go with Movie Mania Nick's guess, 1982. And we'll see. Again, I'm relying on you guys because I'm none the wiser. 93! Holy cow! Where do these people shop? I was totally fooled. I don't know if this is accurate. Nobody in here looks like they're dressed. Maybe I'm wrong. Gosh, I was really thrown by that one. I'm going to play the rest of this game in protest, and I don't know. Well, let's go to the next one. Oh. Okay. All right, we have some automobiles, some movie marquees or whatever this is. The Irish Theater, perhaps it's a play. I'm not familiar with those performers. Neil Hamilton and Lois Moran. The Warner or Warner, is that a perhaps a department store or a hotel? I don't know. I'm not exactly sure where this is. Does anybody have a clue? The cars look quite old, of course. I'm guessing 30s. But it could be a later picture just because the cars, people back then, they didn't buy a new car every year like we do now. You know what I mean? So they'd buy a car and they'd have it forever. So maybe this is the 40s. I think I've been burned by that on this game before. Let's see. Innis Shoes Company. Is this... I don't know, I'm asking. Is this Los Angeles? I can't quite make out what's on that middle building there. I don't know. What say you guys? Keith says 1931. We have a 1943, 1926, 1920, 1923. Something in the 20s. 26, 32. Donna says maybe Chicago. That's a great guess. I'm not sure. I I can't tell what these signs say. They're just... What are these folks? Everybody's a little too far away. When I zoom in, it's just too pixelated to see much. Now, this lady, is she... is that style of dress, is that... are we going from... Is this the 30s where we're going from the flappers of the 20s to the... the wartime fashions? Is that a thing, wartime fashions of the 40s? So is this in the 30s? I don't know. I'm guessing maybe her dress is some sort of bridge between those two eras. Am I overthinking this? Maybe. What's the date on the license plate? Can't make it out. I think they blur them when they can. All right. Pam says 1935, and I'm thinking that's good enough for me. Let's see. 28. So, man, earlier than I thought. Earlier than many of us did. Though Ben said 1929. PTV said 26. Arnie said 26. Donna had 23. I should have found the median time year in there. I don't have time for that. Next round. Last picture. Okay, so this is Amity Island, and this is Jaws 2. Of course it's not. Well, they all buy their swimsuits at the same store. The Striped store. Man, this is about the same time, isn't it? I don't really know. Or is it earlier? Things seem to be... I mean, I got lucky on that first one, and then I'm kind of way off. I'm thinking these 90s pictures were taken in the 70s. That's how far off I am. This is a hard game at times. All right, so nice hat. They have really short haircuts, these two. Are they military, maybe? I don't know. Was that a thing then? I don't know. So they're all wearing onesies. Men and women alike. So this is before it was okay to... Although, what's going on here? He's breaking the rules. Cover that up, dude. I don't know. Let's see what you guys say. 1915. 1908. Yes, they all shopped at Sears. I like that. 1910. Welcome in from North to Neverland. Hubby says 1902. That's... I might go with that. Yeah. Ben says 04. Pam says 43. Nick says we found Waldo. I like that. 1955, says Mr. Fulton Mraz. My mom says 1919. Donna says that guy in the striped bathing suit looks like Arjon's. You're going to have to be more specific. Is it the one with the hat, I'm guessing? That's a good one. Michelle, welcome in. Michelle says 1935. I like those early guesses. What was the earliest one? We had 04, 08. Let me see. 1910. How about 1907? I'm going to guess 1907. Here we go. 1914. You know, all those years before 1960, they all run together for me. No, I'm kidding. But this is a fun game. I don't care how poorly I do. Out of a possible 5,000 points, we got just barely over half. So, well, that's all right by me. I just move myself there. I removed myself from the stream. All right. Let's take a quick break, and we'll come back with my top 15 list, which it's about nuts. Please stay tuned. We'll only be gone for about 25 seconds. Welcome back. I'm so glad my audio is for as far as I know, it's been on the whole time, which is great. I don't know what happened that week. Anyway, let's move on. Today's top 15 list. I was inspired by the crew of It's Joey's World, and I started making a top 15 list about nuts. I Googled a lot of it, and it's in no particular order. And are they my top 15 nuts? Not really, but they are. This is a list of 15 different nuts. And yes, I realize that some nuts are not nuts at all. I still put them in the list. Who cares? It's all right by me. I have a banner, so if anybody comes in, they know exactly what we're counting down. All right. Let's start with number 15. And I think I've had these before. I haven't had all of these nuts on the list. As a matter of fact, there's one or two I've never heard of or didn't know they were a real thing. Well, one of them at least. Peely nuts. And I've got a picture. If you're not familiar with peely nuts, I think they have a great nutritional value, as I think most nuts do. You know, we're vegetarians here in the house, and I've had people ask, how do you get your protein? Well, I would ask them right back, how do you get your fiber? No, I don't, but I might in the future. Nuts, legumes, great sources of protein and other things, whatever. Let me tell you about peely nuts, though. Excuse me. Here, take a look at this. Have you ever seen a peely nut? And I'm going to read off the things I've copied and pasted. You might not find peely nuts in every supermarket, but anyone looking to expand their palate should make an effort to source them. According to Vogue, the creamy nuts originate from tropical rainforests in Southeast Asia and the Pacific Islands. Whole, they are encased in an edible fruit with a peel that bears an uncanny resemblance to a tiny avocado. Eating Well describes them as similar to cashews and macadamia nuts, whereas Vogue notes a hint of sunflower seeds and a, quote, buttery texture evocative of plant-based foie gras, unquote, when roasted. They're perfect as a filling snack mixed into baked goods or oatmeal, blah, blah, blah. Does anybody care about peely nuts anymore? I have some nutritional value, but whatever. Vitamin B vitamins, actually, is what it says. Let's move on. Number 14, I'm getting a late start with this list. It's already 7:46. And I started the whole show late. I apologize about that. Anyway, number 14 is acorns, and I have 1 billion acorns in my yard at some times of the year, and I never think of eating them or preparing them. But why not? You can certainly prepare acorns to eat. This guy did. Depending on where you live, your garden and streets may be littered with acorns in the fall. As it turns out, they're also edible, although Healthline recommends soaking or boiling them to eliminate some of the bitter tannins. The nut contains fewer calories than most, boasts plenty of fiber, and contains average fat and protein levels. Not bad for something that is seemingly scattered all over the place. Plus, Healthline writes that these small nuts are packed with manganese, vitamin A, and antioxidants, making them an all-around healthy option to add to your diet. Almanac describes the flavor as rich and nutty. I've never had an acorn. Has anybody eaten an acorn before? One that was prepared. It's not like they sell acorns in the store, do they? They don't sell bags of acorns like they do bags of peanuts, do they? I don't really know. I never knew people ate acorns either, and I don't think many do. But you can. Let's move on. Number 13 on the list, coconuts. I don't think of these as nuts. But they are. It's right there in the name. In case you're wondering what a coconut looks like, I have a picture of one. Coconut shows up in dozens of cuisines worldwide, and it's no surprise given its heavenly flavor. Per the Library of Congress, coconuts have a fluid identity and are simultaneously considered a fruit, seed, and nut, depending on the context. If you ask the FDA, they are a tree nut and are consequently listed among the major allergens, much to the frustration of many allergen organizations and the Coconut Coalition. So, they're a nut. For some reason, I always thought of them as a fruit that grows on a tree. But they're a nut that grows on a tree. And I have eaten coconuts. All right, where are we? Number 12, chestnuts. Oh, I should play Christmas music. I've got sleigh bells. All right, here we go. Oh, turn the page, Jim. Chestnut, I'm going to stop that. Chestnuts are certainly larger than most nuts, and that's only the start of their unique features. Foodprint describes chestnut meat as sweet with a floury texture that sets them apart from crunchier nuts. We have the Romans to thank for these unctuous nuts, as BBC reports, that they planted the trees throughout Europe, consuming them as fuel while they conquered land. In their natural form, these are basically a meteor type of mushroom covered in fur that you would only eat during a zombie apocalypse. Okay, they're having fun here. At their best, they're still a huge pain in the butt to enjoy. You have to cut an X into them before roasting them, and then you have to crush and peel them. When done right, they are tasty but mushy. If you never ate another chestnut in your life, you wouldn't notice. But if you had to eat one, it would feel like homework. So it's real effort to prepare chestnuts. I'm getting that sense there. I think I've had them, and I'm sure I've tried them around the Christmas season. I have no doubt about that. But I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Let's move on. Number 11, cola nuts. I have a picture. Not a close-up picture, though. I have this picture. You might assume there's no way that Coca-Cola stems from anything natural. But in fact, the original recipe contained extracts from the cola nut and cocaine. Nowadays, the soda uses synthetic flavorings, but the West African nut paved the way for the now world-famous taste. Cola nuts naturally contain caffeine, theobromine, also found in chocolate, sugar, and other stimulants. It's no surprise that the nut is praised locally for its numerous properties. Laborers consume it as an energy boost. Healers use it, and it is a symbolic element in many sacred ceremonies. All right, I'm going to stop there. I've got more, but flavor milder, slightly sweet, reminiscent of nutmeg, or reminiscent of Mr. Pibb. I don't really know. Probably not. Coca-Cola, yeah. They have cherry Coke, but they don't have nut Coke. Cola nut Coke. Well, I guess Coke is cola nut Coke. Kind of. What am I saying anymore? Number 10, macadamia nuts are very expensive. Macadamia nuts, it says here, small round tree nuts native to Australia and commercially grown primarily in Hawaii. Although they're not as common as peanuts or almonds, and they're far more expensive, macadamias have a deliciously rich and creamy quality that will make you eager for more. They have the highest proportion of monounsaturated. Did I say it? Yeah. They have the highest proportion of monounsaturated fats of any nut, contributing to heart health and stable cholesterol levels. You'll also get a hearty dose of manganese, copper, thiamine, and magnesium, which assist with energy, bone health, nervous system function, and immunity. No other item on this list is so closely associated with one specific food the way these are with cookies. Something about macadamia nuts and white chocolate makes for a perfect combination, says this. I would argue pecan pie. Pecans and pecan pie are associated more closely than macadamia nuts and cookies, but that's me. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I guess we'll find out. We won't find out later on the list, but spoiler alert, pecans are later on the list. All right. Next, and if you're just joining us, we're counting down the top 15 nuts. They're not really the top 15, whatever. They're just 15 nuts. Kay Atwood, welcome in. Good to see you. You're just in time for number 9, candle nuts. I didn't know, I've never heard of candle nuts before. Perhaps you have. I didn't know this was real. Where are they? What is this number? 9. Wait a minute. What is this? Candle. Did I skip a picture? Wait a minute. Hang on a second. I did show you the wrong picture, but they're very similar. These are macadamia nuts, and these are candle nuts. All right. Sorry about that. What's a candle nut, you may ask? It's these. Candle nuts aren't meant for snacking on raw, but instead they're used in cooking or fashioned into candles to burn, per their name. They're native to Southeast Asia and are found across the South Pacific. They're also Hawaii's official tree. As it turns out, candle nuts are toxic when raw and must be cooked to eliminate the compounds. In any case, there's nothing impressive about their flavor when raw. When they're roasted, however, a pleasant nutty taste makes them a perfect complement to a number of dishes. Once you start cooking with them, it's easy to see why candle nuts are a staple in Southeast Asian cuisine. The nuts are ground up and mixed with other ingredients as a thickener, or small slices are roasted and sprinkled over dishes as a garnish. For example, you might find them in a traditional Hawaiian poke. Now, I got confused with the macadamia nut picture and the candle nut picture. And when I was reading the stuff about macadamia nuts, they had mentioned candle nuts, and I didn't want to read that because I hadn't mentioned candle nuts before. I wanted it to be a surprise. What's a candle nut? I don't know. Donna's never heard of them before. They're a thing. Maybe they have a different name in Southeast Asia. It doesn't say. All right. Moving on. Number 8, pine nuts. Is Doug watching? Because these things come from pine cones, and I thought he might enjoy that. Here we go. Here's a picture. Although you might be most familiar with pine nuts from pesto, there are plenty of ways to enjoy the delicious seeds. Yes, the small teardropped nut is actually a seed. Per their name, they're found in pine cones, growing from one of the 20 or so varieties of trees with edible seeds. However, it's no easy feat to harvest them, and 2 layers of shells must be removed by hand. The pine cone's long maturation period means harvesting occurs every 18 months. These facts explain why creamy pine nuts are among the most expensive nuts on the market. They have a nice mild flavor, and apparently if you get some bad ones, they taste like soap. I never heard that before. They are better roasted and good in other dishes, but no one has ever said a pine nut is their favorite. Now, save the pine cones indeed. So glad you're watching, Doug. I couldn't not have this on the list. Thought of you immediately. What was I going to say? Oh, at work, I often get a package of carrots and a container of pine nut hummus, which is regular hummus, and they just put some pine nuts in the middle of it. But I enjoy that. I enjoy the crunchy, but not too crunchiness of the pine nut in the hummus. That's very good to me. All right. Number 7, pistachios. Among my favorites. Among everybody's favorites, aren't they? I wanted to find a picture of a pistachio we never really see much. And here's one growing on a tree. Or a plant? I don't even know. Anyway, if you like snacks that seemingly never end, you'll appreciate that a 1-ounce serving will provide you with 49 kernels to munch on. Additionally, pistachios are lower in calories and fat compared to many other nuts, with 160 calories and 13 grams of fat per serving. You'll get a healthy dose of protein, fiber, high levels of copper, vitamin B1, and B6. The nut's characteristic green and purple color come from its rich antioxidant properties, which may assist with eye health and decrease cancer and heart disease risk. Now, they make a great ice cream. Now, here's the thing. When I was a kid, pistachios were red, really red. And I don't know when it was where that practice stopped. I haven't seen that in a long time. And the red would be on your fingers. And they were much harder to open when I was a kid. Now it seems like pistachio manufacturers or roasters or whatever, they have found a way to split the shell open more now than they used to be. It seems like if you buy a bag of pistachios, 90% of them are relatively easy to open. And that's not the way it used to be. They used to be harder to open and much more red. And maybe even green, red and green for the holidays. I remember the reds specifically. I don't know when they stopped doing that or if they even did. Yes, staple in our house. Absolutely. Now, Francisco, welcome in. Good to see you. I used to love to go to ball games and take a package of pistachios with me and get a beer and watch the game. I haven't done that in a long time because the ball field here, Tropicana Field, where the Tampa Bay Rays play, it's not a great place to see a baseball game. I'm spoiled. I grew up going to Tiger Stadium, one of the great ballparks, but Tropicana Field's like watching a game indoors. It's like watching it in a basement. That's just me. Anyway, let's move on to more pleasant things. Number 6 on the list of the top nuts, Brazil nuts. And I know I wanted to, again, show you a picture of Brazil nuts the way I don't normally see them. Here they are inside a whatever they grow in. I don't know what that thing is. The tree nut grows deep in the heart of the Amazon, encased in a hard shell that holds the edible seed. Brazil nuts are larger than average and have a rich, creamy texture that makes them undeniably satisfying. So they're also a seed. According to The Healthy, a single nut contains around 175% of your recommended daily allowance of selenium. Now, you don't want too much selenium. So what they're saying is 2 or 3 Brazil nuts a day, and you're good. You don't want much more than that. Selenium is essential in supporting proper thyroid function, which in turn regulates hormone production associated with metabolism, body temperature, and growth. Additionally, selenium deficiencies are related to mood disorders. So if you're feeling low, a nut a day might help enhance your well-being. Yeah, I've heard this before, and I wanted to pass that along. You don't want to eat too many Brazil nuts in one sitting. 1 a day is great. 2, no more than 3. I would probably stick with 2. Next, number 5. Where are 8:02 already? Holy cow! Pecans. You guys know what pecans are, right? Let me show you a picture. Oh, did I miss the picture? Oh no, here they are. Wait a minute. I did it again. I screwed up the pictures. These are pecans. Where are the pistachios? Here are the pistachios. Sorry, folks. I'm a one-man band. Sometimes I get it wrong. All right. So these are pecans. You know about pecans. All right. Number 4. Cashews. Again, this is another seed. I got to get the picture right. And after seeing this picture of a cashew growing, you might think twice about eating cashews again. You won't because they're so delicious, but it looks like the fruit is pooping a cashew nut, and that's just the way they grow. The Brazilian cashew fruit has a hard appendage containing a seed, which we refer to as the nut. Botany aside, cashews are nutritionally similar to other nuts. However, it's not quite as easy as hammering out the seed, and cashews require a bit more coaxing to shed their shells. For starters, the shell contains a resin that is poisonous and can easily burn skin. The outlet, to access the seed, the entire fruit is roasted, causing the shell to crack open, burning the toxic residue in turn. Thankfully, unless you're harvesting your own cashews, they've already been appropriately processed and arrived safely for consumption. So I saw some pictures that looked worse than that. Those fruits looked okay, the bright red of them, but there were other pictures of cashews that just I didn't realize that's what they looked like on the vine, on the tree, on the plant. I don't know what it is. Okay, number 3, hazelnuts. I'll show you a picture of them growing. There's a hazelnut, or 3. For many people, their first introduction to hazelnuts may have been through Nutella. And per masterclass, 25% of hazelnuts worldwide are used to make Nutella and Ferrero Rocher chocolates. While a rich, creamy spread and unctuous chocolates are some of the products that can be made with the tree nut, this tree nut, that's far from all. Fun fact, no one has ever actually eaten a raw hazelnut. Probably. They're having fun here. I know they have. If they have, they had to work for it, because first you have to crack the hard shell without crushing the nut, and then you need to peel the bitter skin. They're high in fiber, protein, and unsaturated fats. These tasty kernels are an obvious nut to include in your diet. You'll get a hearty dose of vitamin E, thiamine, manganese, and copper in every serving. And Nutella, by the way, is not good for you. It's a lot of sugar in that stuff. All right, but it's delicious. Number 2, walnuts. Here's what they look like. Although you'll need equipment to crack them open, walnuts are worth the extra step. The part that we eat is actually a seed. Again, another seed. But technicalities aside, it's consumed as a nut. There's something telling about a walnut's brain-like appearance, and indeed, it's the ideal brain food. In a 2014 study published in the Journal of Nutrition, researchers reported that polyunsaturated fats and polyphenols in walnuts are associated with enhanced brain health, decreased oxidation and inflammation, and improved function with age. That's not all. Walnuts are also a great source of omega-3 fatty acid, particularly alpha-linolenic acid, which is associated with decreased cardiovascular disease. How about that? Hooray, walnuts! Finally, if you haven't guessed, peanuts are number 1 on the list, but not these peanuts. They're fine. Thank you again. It's Joey's World. I loved having that. Have you seen peanuts being harvested? Now you have. They are technically legumes. Nonetheless, in practice, peanuts are treated as a nut, possibly the first one you encountered as a child. On top of this double identity, Healthline indicates that peanuts are classified as oil seeds since they are made of about 50% fat. This characteristic means that a large proportion of peanuts are used to make peanut oil worldwide. Fats aside, peanuts are an impressive source of plant protein with around 25 grams per 100 grams. What? Did I read that right? I'm moving on. Topping all other nuts, making them an excellent option for vegetarians. Biotin, niacin, magnesium, copper, and vitamin E present. In turn, these minerals promote bone, heart, and brain health. Plus, you'll get plenty of antioxidants and healthy plant compounds as you snack on this ubiquitous nut. There it is. My top 15 nuts. Donna, thank you for today's coffee. It's Joey's World. Thank you so much for today's peanut snack. Thank you all for joining me on this show. Next week, I want to announce my show falls on 2 different days of note. One, I've mentioned already, National Potato Chip Day. And I guess I've mentioned these both already. It's National Pie Day, P-I Day, 3.14158, goes on and on. Anyway, so I feel like I need to have pies here. I need to have potato chips. I've already got the potato chips. I've got a couple of those. And then I think my mom mentioned that there is a potato chip pie out there. So there are recipes, and if it's not too difficult, I suppose I can do that. Aw, Pam. Shucks. Yes. Try pie. I'm always up for 3 pieces of pie. What's this? Pinoli nuts or pine nuts, especially pinoli cookies? I don't know those. Am I saying that correctly? I'm guessing the G is silent. I have to look that up. Hang on. All right. Have I ever had a ketchup flavored chip? Yes. As a matter of fact, I know that's a Canadian thing, but they have a bag of ketchup flavored potato chips at our Winn-Dixie. I think they still have them, but I have those were fun. I do like them. Maybe I'll get those, or maybe I'll get the multi-pack. So I've got the biggest variety I can without breaking the bank. I don't know. There's so many things to consider. Oh wow. Yes, thank you. I have had those, and I like them. I don't think whether you were kidding or not, I think there is a potato chip pie out there, and I think it's mixed with chocolate. I think I have seen that before. Top 15 pies. I am not opposed to that. My top 15 pies? Perhaps. Michelle's also familiar. My father used to make those Italian cookies. Nuts go on top. Have I had them? I don't know. I guess everybody knows these. Awesome. All right, well, I've written it down. I'm going to look them up. Donna could make a potato chip pie. Oh, man. Holy moly. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much. I enjoy so much hanging out with you on these Tuesdays. Thank you for spending a bit of your valuable time with me. I hope you had fun. I'll be back again next week. Pie Day, National Potato Chip Day. I can't wait. But until next week, good night.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.